What up, everyone? It's Ryan Wilson from Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. Are you a fan of spine-chilling tales, creepy creatures, and all things horror? Listen to LK the Horror Nerd. He offers in-depth reviews of movies, books, and games, exclusive interviews, and chilling discussions. That's right, folks. Check out LK the Horror Nerd, another podcast on the You Run Podcast Network. Check it out, y'all.
Welcome to the podcast.
It's a complicated, multi-piece game. I thought I should get like a complicated multi-piece snack like the next week.
Like if I drove by you, I'd point at you like that kid loves Earthbound. What up, everybody? Welcome to the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast. I'm your host with the most on the ones and twos. You know they call me Shed Lasso. You know they call me Shed Dancing. You know they call me the Chicken Messiah. You know they call me Fatback Supreme. It's your boy, Ryan Wilson. And with me tonight, follically challenged himself, the sweatpants overlord. Everything is mids to this kid. It's Greg Hoey. Greg, what's good?
Ooh, second in the pecking order. What's up? Hi, everybody.
It's not whatever order I call you, and it's not by how much I like you.
Okay.
I guess I've lost favor.
Also with us tonight, the mustard smuggler himself. You know they call him Swagger Pants, Swagger fucking, damn it. You know they call him Swagger Vance. You know they call him the Bob Vila of podcasting. It's your boy, Seamus Rogers. Seamus, what is good? Back from the pool tournaments.
What's up, man? I feel like you get more titles every time we record.
I'm getting more material because it's been several years when I've been able to rip these nicknames out of you.
It's great, man. I met you. You have you're like when they announce royalty to like at an event, back in the day, and the titles just keep coming.
Like a doctor.
Speaking of royalty, also with us tonight, the hot bod of the Superpod, the motherfucking putting the G in RPGs. You know it's your boy from the Superpod Saga Podcast, motherfucking Aaron. What's good, Aaron?
Doing pretty good, man. I'm hyped for all this shit. I'm ready to start. I made sure to bring one obscure ass RPG just for the fun of it, so I'm ready to dig into this shit.
Me and Greg were talking before. I'm wondering if we're gonna even know, let alone play any of Aaron's picks. You always have the most obscure picks.
Though I have just one that's pretty in the weeds. The other two are like for sure you'll have heard of those ones because we got some pretty goopy picks.
The one I have wasn't released on planet Earth at all.
Yeah, your
Planet Earth
video game catalog is very in depth.
You should go into podcasting, maybe about specifically video games. Maybe even start a network. I don't fucking know, you know?
All right. Yeah. No, I don't like that idea. I'm going to post only about RoboCop Rob 209. Whatever.
Ed 209.
It's Ed 209.
Oh,
Aaron,
fuck.
why don't you tell us? It's all right. Don't worry about it. There's no mistakes here if you're going to eat that.
I'll
Crust
edit
podcast.
that out. Ed 209 that out. Edit it.
I love how you just explain it. Like we're not on to your antics by now, Greg.
Count.
Now, Aaron, look, I don't know how much you know about us or what we're doing on the side without telling you, but we started a challenge on this podcast to say Superpod Saga Podcast 5 times fast. Aaron, it's your turn to say Superpod Saga Podcast 5 times fast. Go.
5 times total?
5 times.
Superpod Saga Podcast, Superpod Saga Podcast,
No, you
shit,
blew
I can't
it.
do it.
I thought for a second there he was gonna do it, pull it off. I was like, man, well, maybe he says it a lot more.
Yeah, he almost did that. I thought he was going for it as well, too.
I was trying, man.
That's all right.
You got 2.5.
That's my bugaboo. Tongue twisters.
Not too long ago, we had Tom Hanks on the podcast. He couldn't do it either.
He couldn't say Superpod Saga Podcast.
No, he couldn't. Despite all his fucking credentials, couldn't do it.
He said it 1.5 times. You got the record with 2.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
And then he gave us all typewriters.
Yeah.
Aaron, why don't you tell us what's been going on with the Superpod Saga world a little bit?
Yeah, man. So we've been the Superpod Saga has been on just like a small break from I think like the beginning of January until probably I think February 24th is when we're for sure coming back. Just taking a little bit of a break, a little bit of a breather, coming back to it refreshed. We've got some cool, fun ideas, and yeah, it's been all right. Not having to edit for like a month is pretty cool. Excited to get back into it, kind of.
We
Man,
never
sometimes-
edit anything on here on the You Gonna Eat That Crust podcast.
Edit that.
No, there's a whole lot of edits going on here.
Yeah, it's true. It's great to have you back, Aaron. I, for one, am excited. I follow the show, but we're not here to talk about just you, okay? We're here to talk about so much more than that right now. So, Seamus, why don't you tell us what we're here to talk about tonight?
Well, it all started in 1952 when British professor A.S. Douglas created OXO, also known as Noughts and Crosses, or tic-tac-toe as part of his doctoral dissertation at the University of Cambridge. In 1858, William Higginbotham created Tennis for Two on a large analog computer at the Brookhaven National Laboratory in Upton, New York. Then in 1967, developers at Sanders Associates Inc., led by Ralph Baer, invented a prototype multiplayer multi-program video game system that could be played on a television. It was known as the Brown Box. Baer, who had been referred to as the father of all video games, then licensed his device to Magnavox. They in turn named it Odyssey and sold the first home console in 1972. One of the Odyssey's 28 games was the inspiration for Atari's Pong. In 1975, they released a home version of Pong, and though I played Atari games firsthand, my personal video game obsession started in the late 80s with the revolutionary Nintendo Entertainment System, which was released on September 27th, 1986. These days, video game sales are close to $200 billion annually. In 2023, the video game industry raked in $196 billion. Streaming and box office sales combined. Last year, in 2024, $183.4 billion, 58.7 of that was in the U.S. The gaming industry generates more revenue than music and movies combined. Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony are the three largest publishers. They call us nerds or tell us to grow up, but apparently there's a lot of us contemptible nerds. Why does an adult still play video games, they ask? There's many reasons. They can be challenging and artful, a means of socializing with friends or strangers from afar. So just because you suck at them, or don't get the obsession, and maybe have a derisive attitude towards them, there's a whole army of us just minding our own business. Actually, there's an estimated 3.32 billion gamers around the world, and the global video game market is expected to grow to 257 billion by 2028. From 2023 to 2030, the global video game market is expected to grow to 583.69 billion. So if you haven't guessed, we have a video game topic today, and specifically we're going back to the 16-bit generation, and we're going to talk about some of our favorite games there.
I didn't realize video games were you said it was the third large, or no, the largest? Like they break in more money than music and movies?
Yes.
That's fucking insane.
I didn't realize there was a brown box.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was just going to say, I waited that whole thing just to say brown box.
Sorry, that was a long one.
Seamus, do you think that would be the case if Lil Peep was still making music?
You know who Lil Peep is?
Wait, what about Billy Ray Cyrus? What if Billy Ray Cyrus was still making music?
If he was still making music, that would break my heart.
There's definitely Chris Gaines to be made everywhere.
Hey, now.
All right, so we thought if we were talking about video games, why not bring out the motherfucking Dawn of video games himself, all right? You know him as Aaron. I'm going to put him on the chopping block first. So, Aaron, what is your first pick for 16-bit game?
I think probably one of the most recognizable 16-bit games, other than Mario, would be Sonic. Good old Sonic the Hedgehog. Gotta go fast, man.
Oh, Sega pick.
Yeah, I gotta. And
Sega.
this one goes out to my boy Thrak, who really loves Sega. He's on the show all the time. He talks about Sonic the Hedgehog fucking every single day of his life. Love you, buddy. And the snack I picked to go along with it is Funyuns, because Gold brings Funyuns. Yeah.
Hey, nice.
So that's right. We're not just here to talk about video games, folks, because anyone could do that. Just kidding, Aaron.
That's so good.
But we're also here to talk about the snack that pairs perfectly with said video game.
Nobody can do that.
Aaron is going fun onions for this one.
Fun
onions.
Yeah, dude.
Are Funyuns in circular shape?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
Well, most of them.
I was picturing pork rinds. That's why I didn't understand it for a second. I don't eat
that's
either of
good
those
too.
things, but
Funyuns can also be in the shape of like any video game portal you've ever seen in your life.
God, Funyuns are the shit. I still dig on Funyuns.
I'm not big on Funyuns,
Fuck,
but
yeah.
Sonic was definitely the shit. I loved Sonic games back on the Sega, the original 16-bit Sega. Was there one after? I guess it's not the original Sega, was it? Because there was an
Sega Genesis, yeah, it was the first one.
Yeah.
I remember going over to Jim Dozette's house and playing it. I was like, oh my God, this game is so fast. It was just like insane how fast it was.
How
And
would
it
you
was very
describe
cool.
Sonic?
It wasn't slow. It was pretty fast.
Supersonic style.
Much like the way that my parents, gave my brother and sister and I a choice of which parent they're going to live with post-divorce.
Oh, do you have
My
a
parents
choice?
also made a choice. Are we going to buy a Super Nintendo or a Sega Genesis? And I got to say, we were a Sega Genesis family in my house.
Nice, dude.
First time I saw Sonic, man, blew me away. I was like, look how vibrant these colors are. Except I was a little kid, so I probably didn't say vibrant at the
He
time.
blew you away.
So I can.
Yeah, man. I mean, just getting them rings.
I think I might have played. I don't know if I played the Sega or the Super Nintendo first, but I remember my dad. I think he might have picked up the Sega first and then the Super Nintendo. But anyways, I lived with my mom, and I didn't have either, so I had to go play when I was at my dad's.
Definitely Team Super Nintendo here. I mean, I love the Sega as well, too, but
Yeah.
eventually I think the Super
Yeah,
Nintendo.
I mean, Sega had a
My
bunch of
heart.
gems. I mean, I think most can agree that there was probably a larger catalog of games on Nintendo that were, mainstream, high budget, or whatever they called high budget back then.
It's like PlayStation compared to the Xbox now. It's them damn exclusives, baby.
Did anybody Google how much 16-bit games cost to make back then, as opposed to like 500 million, which is probably like Grand Theft Auto?
It's probably pretty
Six.
fucking cheap, man. Because
Yeah.
I think it was only like 2 years in between Sonic and Sonic 2, even shorter between each like Super Mario games. I think like between Super Mario 2 and 3, it was only like 2 years, I think, or a year and a half. I don't know.
I mean, they make a new Mario game every week now, so.
Well, I got to say, though, guys, it might have been cheaper to develop said games, but those cartridges are what cost a fucking ton of money,
dude.
and that was all manufacturing shit. That's why moving over to disc was so revolutionary, because you could put so much more info on it, but they were trying to fucking cram the shit out of those fucking
So why do they have to do
cartridges.
none of that anymore, and the games are more expensive?
That's a good question, man.
That's how they get you.
Because the games cost hundreds of millions to make now.
Yeah, all the graphic. Well, then they also keep trying to shoehorn in all this gigantic, expansive multiplayer garbage and trying to make the worlds even bigger, and that also takes a lot more work. But just give us a good single player game, man. We don't need no live service shit. Sony, stop it.
Yeah,
No
playing
more Concord.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, single player only. The game's amazing, so I could appreciate.
Ah,
it.
so
Yeah,
much
dude.
come.
Yeah, I just bought it, Ryan, too, so you're welcome. I can't wait till you never play it.
Greg and I famously game share, Aaron, and I contribute nothing to the relationship.
You did buy the Diablo add-on. Thanks for that.
I did. I bought one thing.
Oh,
so-
okay. Yeah, no, that's something. That's something.
And all my friends know that I famously I don't play multiplayer games. And you know, when I heard Concord announce, I was like, you know what, this is the game for me, and I went all in.
Hey, guess what? I bought Concord, so fuck you. I bought it, and I got a refund.
Did you? Oh, because they were offering it to everybody.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It was not that bad. I think
No,
Concord got a way bad rap. Concord was not a great game, but it wasn't bad enough to be shut down so quick.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Greg, the writing was on the wall, Greg. What do you want, a raspberry preserve and peanut butter sandwich or a peanut butter and Concord grape jelly
They're
sandwich?
both delicious.
Yeah.
Also, have you ever been to the town of Concord? It sucks.
Where's that at? Wait, no,
New
Massachusetts. Damn it.
You got it, Aaron.
Wait, was it Massachusetts?
Somewhere around. It's all the
Okay.
same
New
bullshit.
England.
It's the capital of New Hampshire.
Shit.
Where the DMV is. All right,
Where's
moving on.
one DMV in New Hampshire?
Moving on. I'm going to go next because I don't give a fuck. All right. Look, a lot of people said, Ryan, you did a lot of things in 2024. Your podcast grew. You started a food truck. But what do you think your single greatest achievement is in 2024? And I tell them, I look them in the eye and I say, you know what? You know what my single fucking greatest achievement is in 2024? I listened to the entire 3.5 hour podcast about Shining Force brought to you by the Superpod Saga Podcast.
Hell
What's up?
yeah. Fuck
That's why my
yeah.
first pick is actually Shining Force.
Forgot about that game.
That game.
This game changed
fucks,
my
dude.
life.
Yeah.
After I played Shining Force, I was chasing that Shining Force high for the rest of my life. I was renting every game that looked just like it at the video store to be let down every single time. It was the classic tale of good versus evil. You're a little piece of shit who's going to turn into a fucking badass with a bandana that blows in the wind eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You got Pegasus.
Blue in the wind and 16-bit graphics? That must have been the cartoon.
Yeah, bro.
cinematics.
I mean, you got Pegasus, you got little tiny people, magicians, you had everything in this game. And it's the game that turned me into the RPG guy that I am today. So I want to say thank you to Shining Force and thank you to Aaron for listening and putting out that 3.5 hour pod.
Was that Sega?
Yeah, that was
Sega!
Yeah, I
Sega
think I remember
Genesis.
playing it on Sega. Yeah, that game was rad.
Yeah. It's so fucking good, man. It's so addictive too. I think around that time, like around the time of the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, I can't think of anything that was liked on a Super Nintendo in the US anyway, because they had Fire Emblem, but that shit was Japan only because they fucking hate us.
Rightfully so.
I wonder if that was like a inspiration for like Secret of Mana. Secret of Mana came out because it's on my list of mentionables. 1993. This came out in 1992, maybe.
It must have been. Maybe. Those both good games though. I really love Secret of Mana also, man.
Hell yeah. Ryan, when you're
Yeah.
playing Shining Force, like, what are you eating for a snack?
Well, let me tell you, Shining Force, it's a turn-based combat game. Okay, so you got time. You got time. So you can go ahead and get a variety of chicken wings to eat while playing Shining Force and have a chicken wing between every fucking fight. And it's perfect for that. You got time. Some of those fights are long as shit in that game.
Turn-based, you can eat anything.
True, dude.
Yeah, all the time in the world.
I'll be right back. I'm going to Wild Willie's.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, a lot of nostalgia for this game. Literally, it's the game that gave me the love for RPGs I have now. So thank you, Shining Force. I'll never forget you and your cool level up system where you get to
Yes.
change your whole avatar and look a little bit cooler.
And the fucking
You got a bandana.
yeah, and you get the cool Shining Force HQ that follows you around everywhere. Go chill with
Yeah,
your
man.
buds down in the basement at the bar and shit. It's so cool.
As one does.
Yeah, the basement. Hell yeah.
I remember when I turned 21, I put a bandana on and went to the local tavern.
Downstairs.
All right, moving on. Seamus, what is your first pick, big
I'm
dog?
going with Blackthorn.
Oh, nice.
1994 from Blizzard Entertainment, one of their earliest games.
Ooh.
Yeah, I used to play Blackthorn on my brown box.
Anyway, yeah, remember this game, the side scroller, where the guy was fighting aliens with a shotgun and shit.
I swear I played this on PC too, or am I thinking of Revenant, whatever it was?
Well, Revenant wasn't a platform game.
I don't
It
know.
was over the top like Diablo.
I do remember this game.
Completely different. Revenant was like a hack and slash RPG.
You're way off, Greg.
Nah, fuck.
Blackthorn was like the Native American guy with the shotgun slaying aliens. He was like, it was
That's
like
awesome.
side-scroller.
Wait, hold on. That sounds like just like Prey. What the fuck?
Yeah, right. Prey's a great game too.
Did Prey copy Blackthorn?
Well,
Fuck.
Prey came out like 20 years or 10 years later.
I know, yeah. I fucked it all up.
Prey was a great game.
I don't remember shit about this game. I'm going to say that you made it up. So, Seamus, what do you eat when you're playing with your Blackthorn?
I'm going with extra toasty Cheez-Its.
Ooh.
Ooh, oh my god. I don't think I've ever played this game before. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times. Damn, it's on the fucking Sega 32X of all things. That's cool. It's on everything.
Put it on my list. I read it was one of like the highest sellers, and it's such a unknown game, but it obviously resonated with some people. None of you ever played Blackthorn?
I played Blackthorn.
Yeah, that game was sick.
No, nothing. It's gone. If I ever played it, it's not there anymore.
You look like Glenn Danzig with a shotgun, just like
Yeah,
3 inches taller.
He's wearing his wife beater in it. didn't want to say wife beater. I don't know if that's PC anymore.
Say it. His fucking face is really wide. He's got a really horizontal ass face, man. Like somebody stepped on it and like stretched it like silly putty. What's wrong with him?
He looks better at 32-bit, I assure you.
He looks like the lead singer from that metal cartoon show there. Whatever.
Oh, Metalocalypse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name to have a cool joke.
Nathan Explosion.
Thank you. What's the bass player's name?
William Murderface.
What's the guitar player's name?
Squiscar Squiggle.
And
And
who
the
wrote the
rhythm
show?
guitarist, Toki Wartooth. The drummer is Pickles.
What channel and what time was it on, actually?
Midnight, because I always stayed up until midnight as a kid and watched it.
Hail Satan.
Good old Adult Swim. So many memories.
Thank you, Satan and Adult Swim.
Yes.
Always thank you, Satan. Speaking of
Amen.
Satan, Greg, what's your next pick again?
I'm going EA 1993, a satirical action strategy game from the Sega Genesis. Talking about General Chaos.
Ah,
okay.
great pick.
Chaos.
Amazing. I think Greg, I think you and I used to play this
Yeah.
all the
This
time.
game was a multiplayer game. It was fucking sick. There was like different classes, like a flamethrower, like a dynamite dude. And
Wasn't it like 5 guys or four
Yeah,
or
there was
5 other guys or something?
I think it was 5 guys, and there was some burgers and fries, and that's my snack. I like it.
I knew that was coming, dude. I knew it. It's just a matter of time.
Remember, was that turn-based or real time?
I want to say it was
Turn-based.
real time. I think it was real
No,
time.
fuck that. No, if you're playing together, you took your turn and you moved.
No, we were on the same. You were on the same screen.
You were on the same screen, but you moved your guy and did the action, and then the next.
Maybe
player
I don't
went.
remember, but I remember that little.
You fucking did. Wow. I was named 1998's most likely to rent General Chaos at Blockbuster Video.